So for today's supplies, we just learned about the color wheel. And so we're going to use the information we've learned from the color wheel. You're going to be using your fish and you want it open. I will warn you that the fish is very thin paper, so you might want a piece of paper underneath. It will possibly come out on your table, but you can wash it off because we're using washable markers, or they might be called watercolor markers. You can use Crayola or any brand that you want. These are the ones I have. Now, what you're going to be doing today is you're going to be coloring the accents on your fish's scales. And you're going to use colors that are next to one another. Analogous was the word we learned on the video. You want colors that are next to one another. We are not going to use complementary colors. That will make brown later on. We do not want that. You want colors that are next to one another on the color wheel. So if I'm thinking that way, I could go with the color blue. And so I'm going to color part of the scale with blue. I'm going to make a couple of them blue while I have the blue marker out. And then colors that are next to blue on the color wheel. So color that is next to blue is purple. So I could use some purple in here. That's a really dark purple. Wow. I could use some green because green is made with blue. They're next to one another on the color wheel. I happen to have in my set a different kind of purple, so I'm going to go with the light one. I'm going to use that light purple. That shows up much better in this one. Now notice I'm not making sure they touch. It's okay because we're going to be doing something special with this later. Next color I'm going to go with is red. So I have red. I'll put some red on a couple of the scales. I'll put on 3 of them so I can try different things out. Now, what is next to red on the color wheel? Well, we could put yellow. Yellow could be next to it. Wow, look at that yellow. Ooh, very bright, fluorescent. What else? Orange is next to it. So I go with orange because we know that red is made with yellow, and that's orange, so I can go with that. What else? Yellow is next to green. I could take some green. Oh, wait, I'm working with red. Silly me. So red is also next to purple. I'm going to go with the light purple because that other one was super, super dark. So there I have that. Now, what else could I work with? Well, I'm going to move my fish over so you can see the rest of him. I could go with green. Okay, so here I have green. And what is next to green on the color wheel? Well, green is next to yellow. So I could put some yellow with it. And yellow, green is also made with blue. I'm going to go with the light blue this time. That's fine if you change it up. This is when it's great to have a big pack of markers. I'm not usually this lucky. I usually don't have all these great colors. Okay, so pink is not on the color wheel, but what makes pink? Red. Red makes pink. So I'm going to pretend that this is a kind of red, because it really is. It's red plus a little bit of white. So I'm going to take those two and make them red. And if I'm following the rules regarding red, red is here, so red can be made with purples. So I'll throw some purple with this one. And I'm going to actually do the other red with the other kind of purple. I have that lighter purple. Okay, so you're going to continue coloring in each of the different scales on your fish. Once you've done that, now it's time you can just decorate the extra part. So, again, remember you're sticking with analogous. So now I'm going to decorate my fish's tail. And I'm going to use colors that are next to one another on my color wheel. So purples and blues are next to one another. Well, I'm actually going to do this part in warm colors. I'm really mixing it up a little bit. So here is my red. What could be next to red? Orange can be next to red. So I'm going to go with some orange. Okay. I'm going to continue this, and in just a few minutes, I'll show you what to do when you are done coloring. Keep coloring. Okay, so now you see I've colored all of the scales. I put a little bit of decoration on the tail. I went over the gills. And now I am ready to, I haven't filled the whole thing up. Remember, we used watercolor markers for this. Now I'm going to, and I made sure I took colors that were next to one another on my color wheel. Now, for today, the end of today's project, what you're going to do is you're going to take water and you're going to spritz it. Now I have a water bottle and I'm just going to spritz it with a water bottle. If you don't have a water bottle, you could actually put your fingers in water and just dribble it on and sprinkle it on. And now see what's happening to my colors? They're bleeding or blending together. And if they don't blend, give it a little bit more water. This is again why it's very helpful to have it on another piece of paper. And now you want to just leave it to dry. And next week, I'm going to show you, we're going to do another step before we're finished with these fish windstocks. Keep it in a safe place to dry for next art.